Hey, my name is Taylor Brown, and this was my interview for the Philosophical Encounter for Moral Leadership. And I chose to do an interview, and I chose to speak with Colt Sawyer. He is 23, and he's from the Gainesville area, and he works in agriculture. And so here are his thoughts and perspective on leadership and our current state of society. What is your perspective or definition on leadership?
Leadership is somebody who's in charge of something, and it's someone who has experience in it or somebody who has experience in leading people.
Do you have an example of a good leader or a bad leader or a time you've been in a leadership role?
Good leader is someone who will do things that they ask other people to do. Good leadership it's crucial, but I don't, as far as an example of a good leader, somebody like Winston Churchill, who is good at inspiring people and getting people to go ahead and do things that they need to do. An example of a bad leader is somebody who, like the leader of North Korea, somebody who puts themselves first and doesn't really think about the people that they're leading, so they don't have any consideration of them or their livelihood, their thoughts, feelings, well-being.
Okay. Have you ever had to hold any kind of leadership position?
I played quarterback in high school, so obviously there was some natural leadership that came along with that. You had to kind of go out there and at least, rally the troops and be in charge of it.
Okay. And what is your thoughts and perspective on the current state of our society?
Society as a whole's got a really poor leadership going on right now, probably from both sides. As far as Democrats and Republicans, they've had some really bad leadership on both sides. I think there's been good leadership, though, in some private movements and some different companies and things like that. Like people like the leader of Amazon and Apple's had a good leader. But as far as society goes, I think society needs more strong leadership that is mass-based, so that leaders that really have the interest of people at heart, that aren't just getting up there and screaming something because they're pushing their own agenda or their own thoughts.
So aside from leadership, what are your personal feelings towards society right now? Like what's going on right now in our world?
Confusion. I mean, there's a lot going on. You read the news and you don't know what to believe of your own news. Whenever you don't know what to believe of your own news, you really just don't know what's going on. And then you can ask people what they think about it, and people are confused, and by the end of it, it's just kind of divisive, kind of divided. I feel like society as a whole is divided, and it's confused. I think everybody's looking for something to follow, and they're not sure what to.
So Colt's thoughts are a little different than what a philosopher would say, and that's kind of what I expected from him. So that's why I was kind of excited to have an interview with him. But I didn't expect his thoughts and ideas to be quite so real, as far as kind of what we learned in the leadership minor at the University of Florida. I feel, hit the nail on the head as far as what a leader looks like, what a leader should be, and kind of how he sees leaders in his everyday life and in society. And that's not exactly what I expected from him. So that was really cool, and what that taught me was that it doesn't take a philosopher to understand leadership and to understand the current state of society. Anybody that's live and well can look out their window and see these same things. So I think this interview went very well, and that we got a great perspective on leadership and the current state of our society from Colt, and I hope you enjoyed, and thanks.